Am I the a-hole for disrespecting my ex-wife's new husband with the crime of getting along with my former in-laws? So here's some context before everyone jumps down my throat. I, 36M, divorced my ex-wife Kara, 34F, about 3 years ago. We were married for almost a decade, have 2 kids together, 9M and 7F. And while the marriage ended on a sour note, we grew apart, a lot of resentment, etc. We've managed to be decent co-parents for the most part. Here's the thing. I was really close with Kara's family. Her parents treated me like a son. Her brother was basically my best friend, and I always made an effort to be present at family events. When Kara and I split, I assumed those relationships would vanish overnight. But to my surprise, her parents told me directly, "You're still family. You're the father of our grandkids, and we don't cut people off just because papers were signed." So I've stayed in touch. Not in a hanging out every other weekend way, but if my kids have a soccer game, both sets of grandparents come. If it's Christmas or a birthday, I usually get an invite too. Sometimes I stop by their place when I drop off the kids, and they'll invite me in for dinner. Honestly, I thought it was nice for my kids to see that the adults could still get along. Enter Kara's new husband, Matt, 38M. They got married about a year ago. From day one, he's had this weird attitude towards me. Polite on the surface, but there's always this passive-aggressive tension. He never looks me in the eye, makes little comments under his breath, that kind of thing. I brushed it off as insecurity. Divorce or remarriage situations can be complicated. I get it. But last weekend, things came to a head. My son had a birthday party at Kara's parents' house. I was invited, of course. Everyone's chatting, eating, laughing. I'm catching up with Kara's dad about work and sports. Her mom is telling me about a new recipe she wants me to try. The kids are running around. It's all very normal. Then I notice Matt sulking in the corner. Later that night, Kara calls me and basically lays into me. According to her, I was disrespecting Matt by acting like I'm still part of the family. She said it's not my place to joke around with her brother, talk shop with her dad, or accept dinner invites from her parents anymore. She said it undermines her marriage and makes Matt feel like an outsider in his own family. I told her that's ridiculous. I'm not trying to step on his toes. I'm just maintaining relationships that existed for over a decade. I even asked if her parents had an issue with it, and she admitted no, they don't. They like me being around. But apparently, it doesn't matter because Matt is the husband now, and I need to respect that by stepping back. So now I'm stuck. I don't want to cause drama, and I definitely don't want my kids caught in the middle. But I also don't think I should cut off people who clearly still want me in their lives just because my ex's new husband feels insecure. Am I the a-hole for not stepping back and for disrespecting my ex-wife's new husband just by getting along with my former in-laws? So after that phone call with Kara, I honestly thought she just needed to vent and things would cool off. I decided not to make a big deal out of it. I mean, we've had our share of tense conversations as co-parents, and usually after a day or two, it passes. Well, nope. The next day, Kara's mom called me out of the blue. She sounded upset and immediately asked me what happened, because apparently Kara had been venting to her too, saying I was overstepping boundaries and making Matt feel small at his own stepson's party. Her mom was baffled. She told me she wanted me there, that it wouldn't have felt right celebrating without me, and that if Matt had an issue, that was his problem to work out, not mine. She even said, "You're the kid's father, and you'll always be part of this family." That made me feel better, but also worse because now Kara's dragging her parents into it. Later that week, I ran into Kara's brother, my former brother-in-law, but honestly still my buddy. We grabbed coffee, he initiated it, not me, and he told me Matt cornered him after the party, asking why he was so buddy-buddy with me instead of him. My brother-in-law told him point-blank, "I've known OP for 15 years. You've been here for 1. That apparently didn't go over well. Fast forward to the weekend, when I was dropping the kids off. Matt was the one who opened the door. Normally we do the polite, "Hey, thanks, see you later" routine. This time he didn't even try. He straight up said, "You need to back off. This is my family now, not yours. Stop acting like you belong." I was caught off guard but tried to stay calm. I told him, "I'm not trying to take anything from you. I'm just here for my kids. And if their grandparents and uncle want me around too, that's between them and me." He basically sneered and said, "You're pathetic, man. Divorce means you move on. Start acting like it." Then he slammed the door in my face. So now Kara's pissed. Matt's pissed. Her family is on my side but doesn't want the tension. and I'm just here wondering how I became the villain for being civil and staying connected for my kids' sake. The kicker? My son actually asked me later why Matt doesn't like when you laugh with Grandpa, which tells me the kids are picking up on this way more than Kara or Matt realize. At this point, I feel like I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. If I pull away, I'm hurting relationships that mean a lot to me and, I think, to my kids. If I stay involved, I'm the bad guy in Matt's eyes. Couple weeks later, things boiled over in a way I didn't expect. Kara's parents hosted a small Sunday dinner. Nothing major, just family and a few close friends. They invited me like they always do, and I debated whether or not I should go. Part of me thought if I show up, Matt's gonna lose it again, but the other part of me thought this is my kids' grandparents' house and I'm not gonna start making things awkward for them just because Matt has an ego problem. So I went. Everything was fine at first. Kids playing, me helping Kara's mom set the table, Kara's dad cracking jokes like always. Matt showed up late with Kara. From the second he walked in, you could feel the tension. He sat at the table but didn't talk much, just kept glaring at me like I'd personally insulted him. Halfway through dinner, Kara's dad brought up that I had helped him with some yard work earlier in the week. Totally innocent. He'd asked me to help move a heavy piece of equipment since I live nearby. Before I could even respond, Matt snapped, "Why the hell is he the one helping you? I'm your son-in-law. That's what I'm here for." The table went silent. Kara tried to calm him down, but he doubled down, saying, "It's embarrassing that you keep treating OP like family when he's not. He doesn't belong here anymore." Her mom finally spoke up, and she did not hold back. She told him, "First of all, don't you dare speak to us like we can't decide who belongs in our home. Second, OP will always be welcome here because he's the father of our grandchildren. That's not changing just because you feel insecure." It got heated after that. Matt started arguing with Kara's parents. Kara tried to defend him but honestly looked embarrassed, and I just sat there trying to keep my kids distracted while chaos unfolded around us. Finally, Kara's dad told Matt point blank, "You married Kara. You didn't marry us. If you want a relationship with this family, you're gonna have to accept that OP is part of it too. That's non-negotiable." I excused myself after dinner ended because it was beyond awkward, but later that night, Kara texted me again, angrier than ever. She said I was driving a wedge between her husband and her parents, that I was loving the attention, and that I needed to stop showing up at family events for the sake of her marriage. I told her I wasn't going to apologize for being part of my kids' lives and for having relationships that were built long before Matt came into the picture. If her husband can't handle that, that's his issue, not mine. Now it feels like I'm in the middle of a cold war. Kara's parents are openly frustrated with Matt. Matt is openly hostile toward me. Kara is trying to force everyone to bend to his insecurities. And the kids, well, they're starting to ask questions I don't know how to answer. About 2 weeks after that dinner blow-up, the situation came to a head in a way that had nothing to do with me, or at least not directly. My daughter, 7F, had a school play. Both sets of grandparents came, I came, Kara came, and of course Matt was there too. Everyone was on their best behavior in public, but you could cut the tension with a knife. Afterward, the kids wanted to go out for ice cream to celebrate. Naturally, their grandparents said yes, and I tagged along. Here's the kicker, Kara and Matt didn't come. They said they were busy and headed home. So it ended up being me, the kids, and Kara's parents sitting in a little ice cream shop, laughing, talking about the play, just having a good time. On the drive back, my son, 9M, hit me with the question that made everything crystal clear. He said, "Dad, why doesn't Matt like it when you're with Grandma and Grandpa? They get sad when he's mad. I don't want them to fight about you." That hit me hard, because it confirmed what I'd been worried about. Matt's insecurity isn't just tension for the adults. The kids are seeing it and they're internalizing it. So I made a decision. The next day I called Kara. I told her flat out, "I'm not going to fight you or Matt about this anymore. I'll always be there for my kids, and I'm not cutting ties with your parents if they don't want that. But I'll take a step back from optional family gatherings to give Matt space, because I refuse to let the kids feel like they're the reason everyone's fighting." She wasn't thrilled, but she didn't argue. I think deep down she knows this whole mess is about Matt's pride, not me. Then I called her parents. I explained that I love them, I valued them, but for the kids' sake I'd only join in when it directly involves them, birthdays, school stuff, holidays where the kids expect both parents there. Her mom was upset, but her dad got it. He said, "We'll always have a place for you, but I understand why you're doing this." So that's where things stand. I still talk to her parents and brother, but less often. I still show up for my kids no matter what. And Matt? Well, he still can't look me in the eye, But at least now the battleground isn't every family dinner. It sucks, honestly. I feel like I lost a whole second family even though they didn't want to lose me. But the kids come first, always. And if keeping the peace means I'm the one who has to quietly step back, then so be it. Am I the a-hole for deciding not to back down completely, but also not to keep pushing, even though my ex's new husband basically forced me out of relationships I'd had for over a decade? If this story kept you hooked, give it a like, share your thoughts below, and subscribe for more.